Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first part of the Whiteboy Trilogy. We've got this video, the appetizer, a little reintroduction to the CDTV Tom MacDonald saga. The main course, which is of course the Gravestones review. I know he's dropped 2 new albums since then, we're just gonna ignore that. We're gonna pretend that they don't exist yet. And the dessert, where we move on to look at a rapper that might just be worse than Tom MacDonald. Yes, that is possible, and you guys should turn on the notifications to see that when it drops, because it is something else. This is the calm before the storm, right? Oh wait, I made that joke in the Flowers for the Dead review, which was originally supposed to be the prelude to the Gravestones video, but shh, that dropped too long ago now. So with that being said, 10 worst lyrics ever, Ben Shapiro's favorite rapper edition. I have never been so spoiled for choice in one of these videos before. His whole discography is eligible for this list. But to narrow down my options slightly, I won't be including any lyrics from the Gravestones album, because if there's any that stand out as really bad from there, those are going to be in the track by track review. That's my Instagram, that's my Twitter, and let's dip our toes into the pool that is Tom MacDonald's bait in the form of music once more.
Dear Slim, I thought that maybe because you paved the way for me, you might relate to weight that Caucasian rappers are carrying. They're constantly comparing us to you, it's embarrassing, never gain.
Tom, if you don't want to be compared to Eminem as a white rapper, have you considered not rapping like him? Contrary to this lyric, there are at least a few white rappers I can think of out there who pretty much never get compared to Eminem because they don't completely model their rapping style after him. I mean, let's just look at a few examples. Tom has a song called Best Rapper Ever, which is very clearly an almost identical copy-paste of the Eminem song My Darling.
Tom, you're a comedian. I'm only gonna tell you once, you really need to be my friend.
I'm walking alone in the darkness.
Diet back, come on, try it.
Ah, no, I told you, leave me the fuck alone, will you?
We're a team. Disagree? Go ahead, cut your wrists and make your demons bleed.
No, I need to do this by myself.
Let me guide you.
Fuck you, die, you son of a bitch.
Put the gun down.
Bye-bye.
He constantly references Eminem. This song is almost like him placing himself in the shoes of the Stan character, with artwork of him in his best Eminem cosplay fit. There's a song on one of his new albums called Eminem. You brought these comparisons upon yourself. I'm not saying that some rappers don't get unfairly compared to Eminem just because they're a white rapper. Some probably do. I just don't think it's unfair in the case of Tom. The whole Dear Slim track is also weird as well, considering that Tom MacDonald claimed that Eminem was a clone in his song Cloned Rappers. You're making this song as an homage to an Illuminati clone rapper? I don't know if we can trust you, Tom. I don't know if we can trust you. It's almost like he doesn't believe in the stuff that he raps about, but it's just marketing to make his music blow up.
Funny that we think the world owes us something. All the phones got smart, but the people so dumb.
Okay, this one was a real softball choice, but come on, Tom. Which 50-year-old mum's Facebook page did you take this lyric from? Doris wants her meme back. This man is still dropping lyrics from 2012 I'm 14 and this is deep level memes. All the phones got smart, but the people so dumb. They just using their devices to hate on Trump. America doesn't just have a war on drugs because I was born white. Now there's a war on us. If I can place requests, please try and fit realize, real lies into your next song, Tom.
Everyone's obsessed with making stupid people famous.
Tom MacDonald is considered famous now, so this joke writes itself. I genuinely don't even think that Tom believes most of the stuff that he says within his music. And he does it just to grab attention, and it does work to be fair, but there's some people that genuinely align with the stuff he says. Just listen to the song that this lyric comes from. It's clearly complete bait that talks about extremely relevant social issues in the most controversial way possible. That's why he can't go making a song in 2021 without mentioning Black Lives Matter in a negative way. But at the same time, some people take the words he says at face value and not as Tom being a character in any way. And that's a little bit concerning.
He, she, his, him, hers, them, they. Screw a pronoun, cause everyone's a retard these days. You're preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common.
Oh my god, here we go with the fucking oppression Olympics again. I never knew how hard my life was as a straight white male until I listened to Tom MacDonald. Because I listened to his music, and then I had to accept the fact that I am the same race as the man that made Whiteboy and Snowflakes. It's so incredibly cringe-inducing that a man in his 30s said this which looks like a comment that a 15-year-old edgy boy left online. This man built his whole persona off of being a big MAGA stepper Facebook dad that raps. What's his target audience? Right-wing mums in their 50s and kids who still scream the N-word in Call of Duty lobbies? Now, you'll hear a lot of his fans say that Tom MacDonald's music is about ending the divide between the right and the left. I don't know how you take that away from some of these songs, but that's what they say it's about. And it's about unifying the common people against the people at the top, the ultra-rich, who are inventing these politics to divide us. But I don't think that's Tom's intention when he raps about these topics that really don't affect him in such an attacking way. Like, how is attacking a large portion of people supposed to end that divide at all? He says controversial stuff for the self-serving purpose of growing his own music. Let's not pretend that his music is about unity. Oh, by the way, we're not done with lyrics from this song yet.
Racist. Blaming capitalism like that's the reason things are tough, while you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks.
This just proves my last point about his target audience. Do I need to explain how reductive this Facebook boomer meme of a lyric is? The crazy thing is, I probably would have loved Tom MacDonald's music when I was like 13 years old and believed in cloned rapper conspiracies and had no concept of what the world was actually like. I love how the genius annotation for this lyric is just this comic strip. Sums it up pretty nicely. Just because you participate in the way that society is because it's the way that society is, doesn't mean that you can't wish for a change within it. It's like a low-level dunk that is so reductive that it's almost hard to respond to. But you could say that with a large amount of Tom lyrics, to be fair.
It's super strong, I don't want followers, that implies I'm the leader. I'm not the captain, I just gave them something they can believe in. I hold the lamp in the dark.
Now here is something that you'll hear Tom say variations of all the time. I am not the leader. I am just trying to help the world in my self-serving music where I constantly celebrate myself, prop myself up as different than everyone else, and use manipulative language to convince my fans that we are one and the same. Like a cult leader. If Tom didn't make it in rap, then I would not be surprised if he started running his own MLM pyramid scheme. He already pushes the narrative that anyone that hates his music hates the truth. And if that is not the words of an egocentric person who views themselves as a leader, then I don't know what is.
The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak.
I mean, propaganda sucks, but wearing a face mask wouldn't hurt either.
Mask on. Mask on.
Why are people so offended by wearing a piece of cloth on their own face to protect other people? I would say that they do save people, considering that they help reduce the spread of a life-threatening respiratory virus, but that's just me, bro. That's just me. And the CDC. Again, I get that what Tom was going for in his lyrics is the people at the top, I guess, are trying to use the pandemic as a distraction to stop people from unifying and fighting against them. But did he have to word it in a way that could be used as a motto by anti-maskers to put other people at risk because they don't want to put a piece of cloth on their face?
Hey, everything's gay! And that's not offensive, it's something we say. Like, come on guys, no gay jokes. Get it? Come on guys. Hello LGBTQ. You're gay, so gay. Go live your life your way. I'm straight, so straight. Don't be mad when I say that's super gay, really gay, very gay, stupid gay.
What the fuck? Tom made a whole song to defend his use of the phrase, "that's gay," to describe things that he doesn't like. Are you sure you're 32 years old, bro? Are you really sure this isn't a Pink Guy song? Why does it sound like complete ass? Many questions raised, none answered, and I wish I reviewed the collab album that this lyric came from because it just seems so gloriously awful.
Let's talk about Feminutz, Feminutz. Please stop cutting your hair so short. You don't have any nuts, any nuts. You don't have any balls in your court.
Feminutz. 32 years old. You know what? Never change, Tom MacDonald. One man's garbage is another man's gold, and one man could also take what he considers to be garbage and turn it into gold by making YouTube videos on it.
I swear that y'all are mad at everything that don't affect your life. Hey,
Ding 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 ding. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found the one lyric that sums up most of Tom MacDonald's musical career and character. The real lack of self-awareness you need to say this in a song where you're complaining about a bunch of stuff that doesn't affect you in the slightest is impressive. Okay, let's do a speed run. Things Tom MacDonald has criticized in his music that do not affect him personally in any sort of direct way. Pronouns, the existence of gay pride, the existence of trans people, generally attacking people who either don't have the same views as him or don't live their lives in the exact same way, the existence of the Black Lives Matter movement, which again he has mentioned in every single song pretty much that he has dropped in 2021. You get the point. These things realistically have no bearing on Tom MacDonald's life, apart from the fact that he pours so much energy into talking about why he doesn't approve of them. Shh. It's okay, Tom. Go back to sleep. Just pretend the world is the way you want it to be.
Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included. I think Black Lives Matter was the stupidest name when the system's screwing everyone exactly the same.
Speaking of the Black Lives Matter lyrics, these ones here might just be the most laughably ignorant ones. It's funny, coming from the man who gets mad at the fact that participation trophies exist, but then you want to be included in this movement that's about an issue that doesn't affect you because you feel left out. It's true that everyone is technically governed by the same laws, but that doesn't mean that everyone enforces those laws equally for every race. All Lives Matter is a stupid and unnecessary rebuttal to the phrase Black Lives Matter, because the phrase means Black Lives Matter too, not only Black Lives Matter. That much should be blindingly obvious. Props for saying Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, Tom, but no props for completely and perhaps intentionally misunderstanding what the phrase means, just for the sake of one little controversial lyric, or hundreds of them. At its core, it's literally just a movement against acts of racism against black people. You have to be so entitled to reply to that with, oh well, but my life matters too, actually. No one is saying it doesn't. Sit down. Considering, as I've said a few times, that Tom mentions Black Lives Matter or the phrase all lives matter in pretty much every song that he's dropping recently, there is no other better set of lyrics for the #1 spot on this list. So guys, that is going to be it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. I would appreciate you leaving a like if you want to see more videos like this, and subscribing if you want to see the whole Whiteboy Trilogy. I apologize for being away from this channel for a little while, but I'm fully working on this Whiteboy Trilogy now. Like I said, this is the first part, and I'm not going to drop another video until the Gravestones review is out, because even though it's severely outdated at this point, I still do want to make it. And I think you guys still want to see it, because I'm assuming most of you still haven't heard the album anyway. And then the video on a rapper that is worse than Tom MacDonald. I'm so excited to make that. If you have any predictions for who it is, drop them down in the comments below, and maybe I'll mention you at the start of that video, if you were right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you all in the next one, and this is CDTV Productions, signing out. I got so excited talking about the Whiteboy Trilogy that I almost forgot to thank all my supporters on Patreon who are on the screen right now. So thank you to you guys as always for your continued support, and a huge shout out to my biggest supporters on there, and those are Cyrus Formidoni, Reagan Burt, Big Daddy Foe, and I Am Regent. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one.